not a tier 3. If anything, Megatron is tier 3 then. And that's disrespectful to him. He should be tier 2.
It's a gap.
Should be tier 2.
Had he not retired, would he be in? You do think that he would be in a higher tier than where you got him at, Mel?
Who?
Calvin Johnson.
If he would have played 12, 15 years.
I think it weighs on it a little bit. It got to.
I mean, physically, Calvin Johnson was like LeBron, man. Like, but he was like LeBron, but Rice was like
nobody is debating Rice is the GOAT wide receiver.
Right, but he's like Michael Jordan. He's Michael Jordan, Rice, Wayne Gretzky. Those dudes, they're very
silky smooth, baby.
Yeah, they're on. And I'm trying to find a better way to say this because it's about to sound very blasphemous. But when they say Black Jesus, when they say Black Jesus, that's how special they are. Like that's special. Like man, like Neo from the Matrix. Like dog, like you're not the biggest, you're not the Incredible Hulk out here, but you're special. You got that glow. Like Bruce Leroy. You got the glow. You got Leroy. Right. So that's what Jerry Rice and them had. They had something special that wasn't from Earth. And then you get this guy like Kevin Johnson, who's just built different, like LeBron. LeBron is built different, but he ain't got that glow. And that's what Calvin Johnson. He's just huge and got all these attributes. He's fast. He's strong. He's tall. He's all of that stuff, man. And that's cool. He'll walking mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, he ain't on no Jerry Rice level, man.
I didn't say he was. I think we missing each other here, man. I'm not saying that Calvin Johnson is the GOAT or should be in consideration for the GOAT, but how low you have him on the list is crazy.
How I got him low? I don't even have a list really.
I
just said after those four guys, after Moss, T.O., Art Monk, Jerry Rice, then you can start the conversation for everybody else. But these guys are separated from everybody else.
That's fine. But
you want Kevin Johnson to be separated as well, but he's not. He's in the pack.
The fact that you said there's a tier 2 and there's a tier 4 and there's no tier 3.
Ain't no tier 3. It's a gap. That's what a gap is.
There is no gap.
Okay. Go grab me somebody with a gap in their front teeth, and you tell me if they're supposed to be touching that. Tier 2 and 3 touch. If I say it's a gap, that means it has to be a gap.
It's missing.
Yeah, it's missing. So tier 3 is gone. That's the gap. Tier 3 is gone.
There is no gap.
You got Rice on tier 1 by himself. You got Art Monk, P.O. on tier 2.
That's disrespectful.
There's a gap. There's no tier 3, and then tier 4, you got everybody else.
Listen, that's disrespectful to Calvin Johnson. That's disrespectful to Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, he said it's the Michael Strahan in between these tiers, bro.
It is. It definitely is.
Not at all.
Wait. So how does it? But so tell me how that don't make sense though.
I didn't say it didn't make sense. I'm saying never in a million years did I think that we would be having a sports argument and Mel would say, "Go find me somebody with a gap in their teeth."
Like what?
If it don't touch, then that means it's a gap. That's the real definition of a gap, man. So you tripping there's no tier 3, but you just acknowledge there's a gap. So you got to acknowledge that there's no tier. One of the tiers is missing.
No, there is no missing tier.
Then how is it a gap then?
There is no gap. I said that in the beginning.
Gap.
No, I said that in the beginning. There is no gap.
You said, do you think if there was a tier 3, you think Megatron would be tier 3?
Megatron, Larry Fitzgerald, Steve Smith. That's your tier 3.
Okay. All right.
Antonio Brown would be in that tier 3.
Okay. That's fair.
What about
Cooper Kupp if he fucking
Julio?
Ooh. Tier 4. Tier 4.
Nah, he's in 3. So what?
Now there's a 3.
I'm gonna agree. No, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you. There's a 3. There's just not a 2. So it's tier 1 at Jerry Rice.
Oh my
God. No tier 2, and then tier 3 you got Art Monk and all those dudes, and you can throw whoever else in tier 3 if you want to.
In other words, there's a gap.
There's a gap.
Jesus Christ, man.
Over there whistling when you're talking.
I refuse for it not to be a gap. But anyway, man, we live, man. Welcome back to Man Down Sports. Zoe, Chris, Wild Card, Mar, and Mel, man. We in here, man, to give y'all these sports topics, man. We got to go real deep. And should I say balls deep? On
you might as well.
Every corner of that box.
We gotta go real deep on some basketball topics today, man. But we do have a sponsor, and we are brought to you by Manscaped, man. Support Man Down Sports, and it's brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Their products and precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's performance package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. So join over 8 million men worldwide. That's 16 million balls, right? 16 million balls worldwide, man.
Balls, dog.
Exactly, and they trust exactly. They trust Manscaped with the and you can get it with an exclusive offer just for Man Down followers. You get 20% off, and you get free worldwide shipping with the code Man Down. At manscaped.com, right? So don't forget, man, that's 8 million men worldwide, 16 million balls, man. So
two of those 16 million is mine.
And 2 of them is mine. Hey, I definitely been working with him, man. But yeah, man. So my package is finally here, man. It's a game changer for sure, man. I got that 4.0. Right, it comes with that lawnmower 4.0, right? Real nice. You see that light come on, right? Kind of quiet, real precision tool. It's waterproof. This is gonna work good, man. You can groom yourself in the shower, man. All that good stuff. It also came with this trimmer, right? And this is for your nose and your nose hairs and all that stuff. It came, and we call this the weed whacker. You can use it for your ears, your nose, or whatever. Then it came with the crop preserver ball deodorant. Now this is what you need right here, Chris, right here. Because I know, like during the day you need that touch up. You know what I mean? You need that little touch up and whatnot, man. And then the crop reviver as well. All this stuff is good, man. It come with boxer briefs. Came with a nice little leather bag, man, to keep everything in. Right, you know what I'm saying? So we rocking and rolling over here, man. And last thing I say, man, just from a personal experience, man, like I don't talk about balls often, right? I really don't. All right? When I do talk about balls, I'm not talking about the fuzzy ones, right? This is too hairy for me, right? I like a smooth ball, right? I'm talking about smooth, right? Nothing on it, no peach fuzz, no lint, none of that stuff, man. And it's going to give you that proper release, rotation, and splash. I promise you ain't getting no release with no fuzzy balls, right? So if you want your girl or your significant other to go down on your little man's, use the promo code Man Down at manscaped.com and get you this 4.0, baby. All right.
Now, hey,
cut the check.
Cut the check.
Cut the check.
Don't forget, man, 20% off, man. Go right now, man. 20% off.
Hey, 20% off is a crazy deal for Manscaped too. They got great products. That's a deal.
Hey, how many times you rehearsed that, dog?
It one take hold, baby.
Oh,
rehearse? What's that?
Practice.
He said,
you want to talk about practice?
One take hold, man.
You want to talk about practice?
Hey, come on, man. Let's get with this show. Man, on one right now, dog. He on one right now, dog. He feeling himself. Hey, because he killed that. Hey, you killed that, my man.
Yeah. But you get the point though. You don't want no fuzzy balls, man. So I mean, you really don't.
Right? You know who could use this 20% right now?
Who that?
Zion.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, man. We can get it. We can get into Zion right now, man. And you can see from the lower third down there, man. Zion has been pounding the paint in more ways than one, right? This man is on one. He got girl. Look, I don't even want to put all the tweets up there, man. But pretty much, if you're not in the know, you don't know what's going on. He had a gender reveal with his girlfriend, right? So he got a new baby mama, baby on the way. Gender reveal they did on social media, and after he did their reveal and everyone saw it, females came out of the woodworks going nuts, One being Mariah Mills, who is a adult film star. If you want to call her a star, I don't know if she's just an actor or a star. I don't know. Right. But I guess she's been dealing with Zion, and she comes out the woodworks and was like, I can't believe you did that, and just crazy stuff, man. You have to go and look it up, man, to get the details, because I don't want to bring all the details here. This is a sports show. I don't want to sound like gossip and all that, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna play what Stephen A. Smith had to say about it, and then I'm gonna get y'all reaction.
Apparently, a girl by the name of Mariah Mills is all over the internet and calling him out by name, attaching his name to stuff, and giving vivid details of their encounters with one another. She's a porn star. Now, y'all gonna sit up there and say, damn, where's Stephen A. going with this? Where am I going? Are you ready for this? I'm kind of pissed. Kind of pissed off. Because all I can think about is, man, you only played 29 games last year. And you missed the season before that. And I've been wondering what the hell is taking you so long to get healthy. Well, now I know. I mean, forget all this stuff. That's his personal business. She put it out there. It's a damn shame. My advice to you youngins out there, you can't always police what your partner is going to do. What's going to be publicized, what's not going to be publicized. You got to cancel them immediately if they're willing to betray your trust like that. I know I would. Second order of business is that chances are, if you mess with a porn star, it's going to be public. I don't call Jimmy Garoppolo porn star Jimmy for nothing. The man went to a damn restaurant in Melrose, and right there, Beverly Hills, with the porn star. Clearly, you wanted everybody to know you porn star Jimmy. Porn star Zion doesn't exactly ring the same way as porn star Jimmy. But that porn star didn't talk about Garoppolo the way this one is talking about Zion.
All right, man.
I want to know how he got away with saying porn star so many times on ESPN.
We can't even say it on YouTube, but like people on YouTube are saying corn and pond. He got away with it, man. So what's y'all thoughts on the whole situation, man? Not so much what Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
I ain't gonna lie.
I like how Mel stuck that in there, boy. Nugget.
Yo, man, I don't even want to start, bad, man. Somebody got to start this one off.
Hey, real talk,
Chris. Or Mel. I mean, no, Mark. Wild card. Mark got it. He a wild card, so let's let him go.
Hey, real talk. Hey, I grew up down south. I'm from Kansas City, but I spent my other half of my life in the South. Hey, we were getting it in. All right, Zion was getting it in. Zion was getting it in so bad that he was knocking out the little girls at Duke. All right, he been getting it in. My thing is, it's like, yo, he a man. He's if it's consensual, leave homeboy alone. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, he feeling himself. He in his little 3 or 4 stage. It's I think just about every single man, like especially, you know, he got bread. He gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna be a little playboy. That's just what it is.
He breaking bread too.
Yeah. He gonna have to come off some bread because one thing that I will say, like, come on, pimp, like, come on, like, hey, Trojan man, it is a man's best friend. I'm telling you, especially right now when you got all that bread and you ain't really doing nothing serious. Trojan man is a man's best friend. That's all I'm saying. Because the way you rocking, bro, you know, I don't want you to be subscribing to, you know, penicillin instead of, Manscaped, you know, let's get it. That's all I'm saying. So, but hey, just be careful out there, Zion. But to me, hey, he doing this thing. He having
fun. That's what he's 22 years old. He having fun. That's what you're saying. Doing this thing. Ain't nothing illegal. I mean,
he
paying for box, so I mean, we can conclude that we're not gonna say he's doing it as alleged, right? You know what I mean? But like, she's claiming that, hey, this is a paid arrangement. I'm coming over, but she's not saying what she's doing, but we know what she's doing, right? So he's paying for box basically. You know, he got on payroll. He probably got a 1090 on him. You know, he probably doing his taxes. This is a business. I don't know, employee or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, and it was an arrangement, and it seemed like he had that arrangement with more than one girl, because another girl came out and was saying similar things, and they all mad, and I'm trying to figure out where the anger is coming from. Is it that, dang, I wanted to trap you with the baby, and you let somebody trap you that I'm a porn. I mean, I'm a corn star, right? I'm a star with over 1 million followers. I checked this baby mama followers on Twitter. It's 300. So in their mind, they're thinking like, oh, she's just a stripper that just working some rinky-dink club. Don't nobody even know her. How did she get the come up on a baby, and I didn't? All you was doing was spitting in my mouth. I wanted you to spit in my uterus too. That's probably why they're mad, because like, dang, you telling me the whole time you ain't trying to have no kids, you pulling out, you putting on condoms and all, and you hit her raw and got her pregnant. That was supposed to be my baby. They thought they was gonna get that come up. And that's what the real thing is. But on the flip side, Zion's not being smart at all.
Oh no,
he's not being smart at all. He need to go talk to Magic. He need to go talk to Magic, man. Like now seriously, man. You can wake up with some stuff that you can't get rid of, right? And I'm not talking about KIDS. I'm talking about HIV. You can end up with something like that. You can get me too, dealing with all these girls. This is the same type of stuff Deshaun Watson was doing, right? So this is dangerous that he's doing, on top of the fact that he can't even get on the court.
Yeah.
Like, how is your mind even on bone snap like that much, where you're breaking bread and just dropping? Like, he's doing it in more ways than one. I'm in the strip club dropping it. I'm doing what Ja was doing in the strip club. I'm hitting the strippers. I got girls. I'm flying out to New Orleans. I got a different girl in every city that we go in, so on top of him wearing horrible leather and suede pants with a black jean jacket and a turkey neck, and on top of him in that questionable outfit, he's out there on the bench, not playing, helping his teammates out, but he's worried about getting draws in every city they go into. I just don't understand it, man. But
yeah, I think you definitely brought up a number of really good points.
The turkey neck
outfit was horrible. That outfit was horrible, and I think this might be part of the reason why he paying for it so much, because I mean, he ain't got no swag, he ain't got no drip, so he's like, I'm rich though, so I can pay for it whenever I want to. And the fame that Zion got in high school, that's we saw the messages that he was sending those girls at Duke. Like, this ain't I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed because you got to move smarter. And Mel, you was 100% right. She got the golden ticket. The 300 follower girl got the golden ticket.
Yeah.
A billionaire got me pregnant. The other girls are upset that it wasn't them, and that their communication, especially now that they public.
Get your ass back to work.
Exactly. Use this little five. It ain't even 15. It's about 5 minutes of fame, the attention that they getting because of that, and they gonna try to turn it into more whatever revenue for them or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, he ain't married to y'all.
Nope.
There's no ring involved. Nope. This is his first kid, I'm assuming, with this other girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your resource about to get cut off, and you know it. So you're doing what anybody who's damaged and knowing that they on their last leg would do, and that's to try to fight any way you can, even if it's fighting dirty. But if they were smart, they would have shut up, and possibly they could have kept that arrangement going. At the end of the day, if this man is willing to move people out and he's comfortable with it, I think I saw one of the text message him say, "Okay, if you move out here, how much are you expecting a month?"
Word. Well, I got beef with the Snapchat because the Snapchat looks questionable. So
you're right.
The Snapchat, and so the thing about it is, right. So with this girl, in her profession, we'll say that her preferred partner of choice is not of Zion's complexion. That was also a flag. That was also a flag for me because, and I understand work is work, cool, right? But
that work is a little different. That field of work is a little different when you have
a preference, a type.
Yeah.
So, and Zion is not her type. Then you see the Snapchat, and it's like, okay, this looks kind of played. Because I went to actually go look up Zion's Snapchat. You can actually see he has like one of them little caricatures for his Snapchat. The screenshots did not. You know what I'm saying? So the validity of the whole thing is like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think she being truthful at all. I think the only thing I can conclude from this is that her and Zion probably
actually did something.
Probably did something, and that's as far as I go with it.
And she just heard that, you know, she ain't going to the chocolate factory.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, go ahead.
But Zion, he gotta listen. I just found out J. Cole got kids in a song. I don't know how old these kids is, but Zion gotta move. He need to go talk to somebody because I wouldn't have posted the gender reveal at all. You're not even married to this girl. She's not even we don't know how long y'all been dating. None of that. You just pop up and apparently,
I mean, let's be honest though. Hold on, LaCour. Like, if he's posting it, like, as a father, like, sometimes you want to just share that joy. And so I'm thinking he just kind of did it in that aspect, and then he didn't have no idea. Well, obviously he wasn't thinking that, yo, that's possibly gonna start a hornet's nest. He wasn't thinking like that.
Hey.
Who just said that?
Oh no, who was that?
Hey, Chris, lower your camera a little bit.
What you mean?
So I'm not just looking at your chin.
Oh man, listen, I was trying to get the whole thing, man.
I'm trying to see you. I ain't trying to see the background. There you go, right there. There you go. You looking like what's the dude on Session Street to be poking his head out the trash can?
Y'all fucking my Dave Chappelle shirt.
Oh, your shirt. I guarantee your shirt ain't better than the one I got on right now.
Probably not. You got on the Woody Hutton?
I got that Woody Hutton on right now, baby. Woody
Hutton World Tour.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I don't trust. I'm with you, Chris. I don't trust the validity of the whole thing. I think Zion probably did pay to play, and that's probably as far as it went, man. Like I don't think that Snapchat was his. I think she kind of proctored it up, and all this stuff she's saying in her stuff, man, like, you know, spitting in her mouth and all this crazy stuff, man. I just don't believe it. I really don't.
Well, he might have
said that. But Zion's still moving. Yeah, but she definitely, her feelings definitely hurt. But Zion's still moving bad because why even hit that?
Have you seen her body? She is bad built.
Like, literally built. It don't look real. Like, I mean,
hey, I'm trying to tell you that them down South Carolina boys, they sometimes, man,
speaking of which, that's funny.
You feeling right?
His AAU teammate Ja get in trouble for what he get in trouble for, and not Zion in the news.
Guns and buns.
Ja was playing. Guns and buns.
Guns and buns. And there we go, man. We'll move to jamorant, man. Toy Story 5, man. The gun wasn't real.
This got to be fire the PR team. Fire the PR team.
A gun in your face, and that's all you could come up with?
Oh my God. This is what he went to the commissioner with.
Oh my God.
I just know that suspension about to be at least a year and a half now.
With my intelligence. Like, what is you doing?
Thank you, Zoe.
You playing with me, okay? You did wrong. Everybody makes mistakes, but now you gonna sit here and you gonna tell me, man, it was fake.
Yo, we just had the conversation last week how you been spitting on my face, and now you insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey man. Matter of fact, take the next 2 years off, pimp. Like, go
on. Oh my God. It's about to be a hefty. If it's not at least a year, just because it might have been 50 games, it might have been 30 games before this.
Yeah, but this
you gonna sit here and tell me it was a toy.
Well, let's hear what Adam Silver said about it.
Is the John Morant investigation over? We're just waiting for the finals to be over to announce the decision.
the latter. We are waiting for the finals to be over. I'm aware, of course, of these reports on social media about, whether the gun was in fact a gun. And so we haven't completely wrapped it up.
Does that matter, Commissioner, if that's a toy gun?
It's interesting. It's the very issue is for Ja, certainly in the first incident, was treating a gun as a toy. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And that's what I think the danger is to society, taking a gun, live streaming it, this is without getting into gun issues in terms of the propriety of owning guns and the use of guns. I think everyone agrees that gun safety is critically important and that guns aren't toys. So it's something that I'm thinking a lot about because, again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the investigation, but in fact, if you are live streaming something that to the world looks exactly like a gun and in a frankly reckless manner, should it matter whether or not it's a real gun? I mean, I will say at the end of the day, in terms of doing my job, everything that's presented to us is relevant. Past conduct is relevant. The circumstances in which you're doing whatever the act is becomes relevant. And in this case, obviously we're going to take into account whatever's presented to us.
When we heard from you after what happened with Joe.
All right. So what do y'all think Adam Silver is really trying to say?
That boy going to Taiwan.
Him and Dwight gonna have a vicious pick and roll.
I don't know. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think that once everybody was hearing that the possibility of a 4-year suspension was going to come, I think that's when John M got desperate and was like, well, it wasn't even a real gun, and maybe that can take some of the sting off of it, because now if Adam Silver was thinking about a 4-year, then he knows if he does a 4-year on top of them saying the gun was not real, he was going to have so many people on the side of Ja, like, man, how you suspend this man for a fake gun, right? If you can't prove it was real, and so he's going to have so much support, and that's going to be kind of negative publicity for the NBA and Adam Silver. So he might rethink it and be like, all right, man, maybe I can't give him a 4 year. Maybe I got him give him 40 games or something like that. I think, but judging by what he was saying, a suspension is coming for sure. Yeah, and it's going to be significant.
My thing about it, the way it sounds like, if you would have came out initially, if your PR team would have been like, let's go the toy route immediately, it might not have sounded as bad. But right now, it sounds like he already knows the punishment, and it's like, man, it was a toy gun. You giving me all this punishment for a toy? It sounds attitudinal in a way, because it's like, yeah, it's like, well, man, it wasn't even a real gun. Instead of like, if this was, because I believe it was a real gun.
Yeah,
most people believe it was a real gun. But if you wanted to lessen the damage, you should have said this from the jump. That's why I said fire the PR team, because they're terrible. Yeah. Like, these are things that if you're gonna lie good and lie on time. You know what I'm saying? But to say this now, when the threat of you getting a year or more, it just seems like now you're mad because, and it takes away the credibility even further, because it's like now you're doing unnecessary damage control just because you're about to get punished.
Yeah. It's wild because, hey, man, I was a mischievous kid growing up. So here's my thing. If I was getting accused of something, I'm going to defend myself and put all my facts up front right then and there to prove my innocence, or to prove or to make people understand my thought process or whatever the hell is going on during the situation. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, that it was a fake gun, get ahead of that. Put that out there. Why? This is a move of desperation. This is almost like a equivalent of the dog ate my homework. Who's still buying that,
bro? This is so horrible.
That was good.
So horrible.
This is the equivalent of like somebody going up for murder one and they got the public defender.
Yeah, it's just not going. Is that what you coming with? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And we already dwelled on Ja. If he a real gangster, I don't even care about any of that right now. He could be really in his head gangster or whatever the case may be. Could be. I don't know. The point is, just like with Zion, they just not moving smartly. It's just stupid things that are avoidable, but you choosing not to avoid it. And when you do that, especially with Ja, in the case of Ja, like when you do it and then you do it again, and now you come up with this, it's just like nobody's believing. I mean, the apology, whether it was Chat GPT or not, like it starts to become, you use the dog ate my homework. It's the boy who cried wolf. Like nobody's gonna believe anything you say, even if the gun was fake. I don't believe it now. If I had never seen it and I just knew that he showed a gun on Instagram, said I was sorry and went to therapy supposedly, came back and showed another gun on Instagram, then that's just what you do. You show guns on Instagram, so you don't care about what you got going on. Like, it was a horrible move. I don't know whose idea this was, but they could have kept it.
Yeah.
This would have been a better defense the first time, saying that the gun was a toy.
Facts. In the club, a toy gun in the club.
Listen, it was better than we've seen you use a gun before, and now you're doing it again. But this one is a toy.
Sure.
It was better than that. It was better than that Jalen Rose sit down apology. Was the gun yours?
Watching that.
Jalen Rose ought to be ashamed of himself, even helping facilitate that, man. Like everybody went to the defense, like, because they was thinking, here's a black young man with some fame and some fortune, and we don't want the system to come against him, so we go protect him. And they didn't care about anything else. It was just, oh man, y'all coming against this black man, let's protect him. This ain't that situation. That you were supposed to do that for Kyrie. This ain't that situation where you say, I'm going to protect him for his right to come up in the strip club with a gun and flashing on IG, which is not smart, but it didn't break no law. So let him keep doing it. It's just dumb. Like we got to have some type of mindset to think about the repercussions or the ripple effect of a person with fame like Ja Morant and who have an influence over kids. You got to think about what he's doing and saying and how it's going to influence kids that we depend on for the future of our society. Like, and that image that he's portraying is not one that I won't portray, and I don't want it in my community. I really don't. And it's stereotypical. Yeah. Like everybody be like, oh, they want him to cut his locks off and all this crazy stuff. No, I don't want him to cut his locks off, but I mean, you don't have to portray a gangster or a gang member. You don't. So
even if you are one, like you don't have to be that if you're in the league. Like you don't.
Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph has been a gangster disciple his entire life, and guess what he did? He played basketball for a very long time.
Yeah,
and then he throw up his set. He wasn't showing his guns on Instagram. They ain't have the Instagram back then, but you know what I'm saying. He wasn't doing none of that stuff. I want to ask y'all something though. I was just thinking about it as Mel was talking. Do y'all see any way that the NBA shields him again and gives him another slap on the wrist for the sake of the product? Because
what's the slap on the wrist?
See, last time was it wasn't even a slap. It was a pat on the head, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was a point and say, don't do that again.
It is. There was no physical contact. It was a point. Let's see. Last time it was 8 with 6 served, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 20 games.
So 20 games is a slap on the wrist? No, I think it is I think it's a possibility. Well, if that's a slap on the wrist, I think that's possible.
I mean, I just expected so much worse because of what it was, the guns and like in my mind, repeat offenders always are gonna get more time in the court system, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna always get more time. If I shoot somebody and I do the time and I get out of jail and then I shoot somebody again, they're gonna bring up the fact that I shot somebody previously and I hadn't learned my lesson. So
they do it to Draymond.
Exactly. They do it to anybody who does anything wrong. Like the more you do it, the more you're gonna get penalized for doing it. So I just, knowing that the NBA is a brand, I just don't want it to see, but I think it's going to be like this anyway. Somebody's going to feel like that wasn't enough, or somebody's going to feel like that was too much. But I was just wondering, would the NBA consider, because Ja is must-see TV when he's on the court. He's must-see TV. He's an entertainer on the basketball court. And I was just thinking the NBA is all about the entertainment value of basketball now, not so much the actual sport and skill of basketball. So would they just, give him 15 to 20 just to get him back on the court as fast as possible for next season.
I got something to say about that, but I go last.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. When you got the NBA that literally has a pretty much a boatload of stars, it's not like the NBA is going to be without.
That's true.
Just if Ja has to sit down for a minute.
That's
true.
The
Memphis Grizzlies are going to suffer. The product's not. You still got people that's going to. I mean, say what you want about Luka. He's still going to bring headlines. Jokic is going to bring international views. Mm-hmm. I mean, Luka and Jokic are going to bring international views. So, I mean, you still getting your product still getting viewed worldwide. Ja's just a piece of that. It's like, come on, he's like he's just another Seth Rollins of this whole WWE joint right here. You know, he ain't Roman Reigns yet.
That's a good
point. You know, he's part of the roster.
He's there. He's a star, but he ain't
there.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you lose Ja for the season, but you get Wembanyama in the draft, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson. That's three people. That's three people. You get Chet Holmgren back in OKC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's four people you get to replace John Morant instantly. That's going to get viewership back up because those teams are going to watch. So what? Wembanyama go to San Antonio, Scoot go to Charlotte, and Brandon go to Houston.
Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Portland. So that's three markets that's gonna make up for, and because Memphis is a small market anyway, right? Yeah. They get the money because of Ja, but I don't think that the NBA really cares about that anymore. I think that if this was a lesser offense, not involving a gun, a second time, you might get that slap on the wrist. But now this is saying like, okay, I gave you the benefit of the doubt because you're young and you're important to the future of this league. I gave you the benefit of the doubt the first time when you should have got 50 off rip for the policies against firearms and weapons that the league has in place already. You should have got 50, but it was your first offense. I worked with you and I believed you, and you came back, spit in my face, smacked me, and then gave out a terrible PR lie saying that it was a toy. Now I have to show you the full brunt of the NBA law. Because now you playing with me.
Now I got to cut you.
Yeah, I kind of agree with all that. I think the mindset of Adam Silver now is number one, you're a repeat offender, right? Number two, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you, but it's going to help you out in the long run. So what that means is he's saying, I got to give you the type of punishment that's going to deter you from doing this ever again, because if I do it now, I can save your future and then I can continue to use you for the NBA brand. Mm-hmm. If I don't do it now, your future is probably not going to be that long lived, and you're going to be out the league soon because you're going to
be in Taiwan then,
right? Because you're going on a trajectory. Like I'm trying to prevent the trajectory you're on. You're going like you're not there yet, but I can see you going toward. Going on the path is going to be destructive, right? So he's trying to stop that, and then on top of that, he's not only deterring Ja Morant, he's deterring people that act and think like Ja Morant, and who think they're gonna be able to get away with this type of stuff in the future. So this has to be done, regardless of how it's going to affect the NBA. It has to be done for the future of the NBA, right? So that's number one, and number two, as far as the star power and all that stuff. Their priority really, because they I mean think of it this way. We so addicted to basketball, and we only can get basketball in America from the NBA, right? Unless you count WNBA and the big three or college basketball. But seriously, professional sports for real, only the NBA here in America. Mm-hmm. And what they know from history and from whatever demographics they study is that it's untapped potential overseas to get that money. So I need to continue to expand overseas, and it doesn't matter how I change the NBA, the fans are going to still be loyal in America. So they're finding out now. We don't even need an American face of the league anymore, and y'all still go watch. We got Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Embiid, right? These are supposed to be the top. They're saying these are the top 5 guys, and they're all of foreign descent, right? All of them, and we still loyal to the sport. So he's saying, look, I don't need Ja to be the face of my league. Facts. It can be Jokic, and we want that untapped money out there anyway. So Ja ain't even a priority like that. Look at it. Ja barely played last year. He got all this trouble. Zion didn't play at all last year. And these are supposed to be dudes that's supposed to be next, the face of the league.
Yep.
KD.
Boy, that draft class.
They're not even giving him star calls no more. They're not even using him no more. Kyrie, they barely had the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, LeBron on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Booker, they don't even market. They act like Luka better than Devin Booker.
Oh my
so the American player is not the priority right now.
Nope. International money speaks louder than any type of money.
But because they already know that they don't matter what happened, we still go get the American dollar.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to sell us on it. They got to sell the new people. So that's what it is.
It's economics.
I think the next interview that Ja does, if it's not Gilbert Arenas and Plaxico Burress, I don't want it. That should be his next interview.
I don't want to see another interview. Everything that's been coming out of his mouth has been cap and lies. Like I don't want to see another. What's the point? I don't need you to come tell me what you're sorry for and what you're gonna do.
No, the interview is gonna be Gilbert and Plaxico telling him, look what happens when you play with guns, and you
I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see that. I don't want to see Ja on social media, on interview, or on TV unless he's playing. I don't want to see nothing from him.
Well, that won't be until 2025. So,
well, if that's the case, then so be it. Because dude didn't say enough dumb stuff. I don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else.
Yeah, just deal with your suspension. Don't be on. Just delete the app, bro. Like it is the same way both times. If it was a sort of kind of different kind of way, I am on a social media app live streaming, and I'm going to show a gun, and then I'm going to do it again.
Because the NBA young boy hit so hard.
That hit so hard that the NBA young boy must be paying this young man. You got to be paying him because I ain't about to mess up my money no matter how much the song slaps. I'm not.
You know how many bangers J. Cole got? Go listen to him. He can get you hyped for a game.
Yeah.
Go listen. LeBron listen to Drake, Kanye, all the Lil Wayne. You can go listen to them to get hyped for a game, but you want to go listen.
That ain't thug enough for it, bro. Man, that ain't hard enough for it.
Listen, if you got to play music to make it to make you feel like you thugging, you're not a thug.
Yeah, I guess
that's true.
I guess, man. All right, man. Game 3, man. Well, we didn't even get a chance to talk about game 2 and recap it, man. But we missed that opportunity. I mean, but game 3, it was kind of a blowout. I mean, the final score ended up being 9. What was it? 9? They won by 9, maybe. I don't know. A little bit more than that. I can't remember. They kind of made a little run at the end. But Jokic, Jamal Murray, both of them had I want to say a 30-point triple-double.
Both of them, the first teammates to do it in NBA history, regular season or post.
Yeah. That's cool. That's good stuff, man. So we're gonna get into a whole bunch of stuff about this Nuggets Heat. Let's recap the game itself, what y'all saw and what y'all think was went right for the Nuggets and what went wrong for the Heat. And then we go get into some of the narratives that they're pushing because they're playing so well, and like Jamal Murray is like better than Kyrie Irving. I was going to start
there. Right, I was going to start there. I'm glad you said let's recap the game first because I was going to start right there.
We go get there, but and now they're also saying Jokic is in the same breath with Wilt, Bill Russell, Kareem, and Hakeem.
Jesus Christ!
So we'll talk about that, but let's recap the game first, man. What y'all see?
So disheartening, but we're gonna talk about the game. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. But
was it Chris Broussard again? Did Chris Broussard say that again?
Man, it's everywhere, bro.
Oh my goodness!
But as far as the actual gameplay goes, Mel, I was rewatching your take before the final started, and when you picked, the Nuggets to win in 4 games because of the talent disparity, and in the addition to that, like we're watching Jokic, not basketball play, because listen, Jokic is good, but we're watching him become the poster child.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? We're watching it. We are literally witnessing someone turn into a megastar. Because number one, Denver's not a big market, so a lot of people wasn't watching, and the people that's watching, half of them don't know that the system is designed for him to do the things that he's doing. So they're just looking at the bottom line stats, and they just saying this guy is the next. Something what you were saying. But as far as play goes, watching the game, yes, Jokic had a triple-double and he played great. But Jamal Murray kind of was the catalyst to me a lot of the time, especially in that third quarter, because he's just a good shot maker. Like, he makes good shots. I mean, he makes bad shots too. Honestly, he's just a really good shot maker. And I think that the team that they have built around those two is exactly the team that you need. That's it. That roster is put together so well. It's made to make Jokic look like he's just this dominant force. But the roster construction is what I want to talk about. And I don't know if the Heat have enough. If they're not making, 40% from three, 50% from three, I don't know if they'll have enough. They didn't have enough game 3, and I don't know if they'll have enough to continuously compete with this team just because of the roster construction. You got a 6'10" small forward and Michael Porter Jr., who's a scorer as well, and he's not even playing that well. But then you got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's going to knock down open shots. He's going to play tough defense. Bruce Brown is going to run downhill and play tough defense. What's the white kid name?
Christian Braun.
Listen, man, they have guys that do a lot of the things that you need to be a championship team. They all play hard-nosed defense. They all, scrap to the ball. They don't have a rim protector, so they have to do that. They have to play that way in order for them to be successful. And because they are, and then you got the Grizzly veteran in Jeff Green. Like, it's just really, really good constructed roster. And I don't even know if the Heat, talent-wise, has enough to win this series at all. I don't even know, and I'm gonna say this: I don't know if they have enough to win another game.
Sheesh.
I don't know.
So the talent disparity is, it's a talent disparity, but is more so of a size disparity. They don't have all right. So they got out rebounded like 58-33 last game. Right. That's a big disparity, for rebounds. So even when they get stops, they're not necessarily able to secure the rebound consistently. Right. And even when they miss their own shots, they're not getting offensive rebounds. It's a lot going on there. And you was right about Jokic is a great player and he's unstoppable, especially against this team. But on top of that, like, he's already super good, but now he's got the backing of the league because of marketing. And I listened to Adam Silver, the same interview I played earlier when he was talking about Ja. He was talking about expanding the league and how important it is for people to see Jokic on this big stage, and how important that Serbia market is and all this stuff, man. I'm thinking like, man, look, this is a business decision for this guy to be successful, and it's and even the GOAT, Michael Jordan, it was a business decision with him. Even though he is good and great and probably the best we ever seen, he was also a product of the league saying, this is how we want to market our league with this guy, this player. Same thing Nike did. So, you know what I mean? So what we're seeing is what Zoe said. We're seeing him turn into a star to a mega star, and that takes help from the NBA to do that, man. So that's what's going on. So the numbers is real inflated for me because he plays in a style that's going to allow him to get those numbers, and he plays in an era where those numbers are more possible. Because if we're playing in the 90s or the 80s, and the final score is 75-80. And I got 40 of those points, right? I win. I got 40 points, and my team got 80 points. There was only 80 points out there to get. But if you're playing in the era where there's no defense, everyone's standing at the 3-point line, everyone's jacking up threes, there's more shots, there's more assist opportunity, there's more rebound opportunity, and there's more points to be had out there, right? Great. So when you look at 40 points in a 125-113 game, if I'm getting 40 out of 125, it's kind of impressive. But if I'm giving 40 out of 80, that's more impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, the era and the play style and all that stuff, man, it inflates the numbers. So I never use the numbers to kind of compare players from other areas. And I'm kind of jumping ahead because I was supposed to be recapping the game.
It's hard to because the narrative is there. Like you can see what's going on.
Yeah. But I said this last thing before I let Chris and Margo. Just from the game, they got out rebounded. That's the number one thing I seen. And then the number two thing I seen is they didn't put a real effort and emphasis to really stop Jamal Murray. And I was kind of disappointed. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. The zone worked really good for them last game, but they didn't use it to like maybe the third or fourth quarter this in game 3, right? And I don't know if they felt like that Denver was going to practice and be ready for it, so they didn't want to bring it out, which was true because when they did go into that zone, it didn't do anything. Like Denver was still rocking and rolling, right? So they got to make an adjustment. I think Denver's adjustment was sufficient, and they was able to come out and do what they were supposed to do. And then now it's Miami's turn to make an adjustment. And I'm with Zoe. They might not get another game, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But 2 might be the max.
I feel like we're now seeing, and I hate to admit it because I was so happy when Steph got his 4th ring, but we're seeing now that they had a path that was just lined with gold last year. Because if Denver had Jamal Murray last year and they played like this, I think we have a different story about how last season ends. Just the way that they play together, a 30-point triple-double a piece is crazy. I still don't like the play style just because I don't like my offense being run through my center. But if it works, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And the talent disparity is very massive. Because it's really only just Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, if we're being honest. And Tyler Hero is hurt.
Ooh, you being generous.
I'm being very generous.
Because Tyler Hero is not on. Yeah, you being nice.
I'm being. It's really honestly just Jimmy Butler. We've seen it. You can't say Caleb Martin because he'll show up and disappear. Max Strus, he shows up and disappears more often than not. I mean,
Bam offensive game is inconsistent. Yeah. He's still going to rebound. He's still going to rim protect, but he can't be at consistent number 2 scoring option on a consistent basis. Neither can Tyler Hero. Damn sure not Max Strus. Damn sure not Duncan Robinson. You got players who are not, used to being in that role to being counted on for being a number 2 scorer.
Yeah.
The last time I've ever seen a team full of role players work was the 04 Pistons. That's about it.
Yeah,
nobody was
Houston Rockets with Akeem and Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas. They won with role players, and I mean, however you want to. I mean, it's happened. It's not nothing spectacular.
Yeah, but those role players were elite in a specific category that they did. They were elite at it.
And you still had Defensive Player of the Year Tyson Chandler.
But you said role players though. They still role play. The Dirk Nowitzki Mavs were role players.
I agree, but I think that when you are a star in your role, like Tyson Chandler, we know what he's going to do. He's going to rebound, rim protect, and he is really, really good at it, especially back then. You had Jason Terry, microwave, score. Jason Kidd, facilitator, get everybody together, coach on the floor. Like those dudes were stars in their role, and then they had the superstar. I don't think Miami has guys that are stars in their role.
Squad.
No,
it's the same squad.
Listen. Wait, so and he put it in words better than I could. Right, the way that everything just fit perfectly. Yeah, there was role players in Dallas, but those were the roles that they were for them. Listen, Mel. Role players, you can't just throw a role player in and think that he's going to fill a certain role. You're a role.
What?
Listen. Maybe I'm wording this wrong, right?
Yeah, you definitely wording it wrong.
Okay. Hold on.
Wait. Because this is what you're doing. You made a statement and said, I haven't seen a team with one star and role players do X, Y, and Z.
I didn't say that. I said a team of role players.
So this is the difference
between the Pistons had no star.
This is what? This is
the Pistons had no star.
All right, hold on. Let's stop. This is the difference between Miami Heat and the teams I named, right? One, Miami Heat has Jimmy Butler as the head of the snake. Jimmy Butler is not a superstar. Dirk Nowitzki is a superstar. So his role players around him and the role players around Hakeem is definitely a superstar.
Yeah.
That's totally different. In Detroit, you did have a superstar. His name was Rasheed Wallace. He just played a role like Tim Duncan did. Like, we didn't know, like, just watching Tim Duncan play, like at least the last 5 or 6 years in San Antonio, it didn't look like he was a superstar because he played so much within the system. That's what Rasheed Wallace was doing. But when he was in Portland, he was definitely on the same trajectory as Chris Webber and Garnett and Tim Duncan. He just took a lesser role there in Detroit. So yeah, they did have a superstar. It was Rasheed Wallace.
I agree with that, but I cannot agree to say it's the same squad, because what role player does Miami have that is elite in their role? I don't think they have one. Tyson Chandler was elite in his role. He was the perfect piece to put next to Dirk. I can say
Bam's not.
He's too inconsistent.
Wait. Inconsistent doing what?
Offensively,
okay.
But if he goes 7 for 21, he does that on a consistent basis. Goes 7 for 21.
Okay, but you're giving credit for Tyson Chandler for just rebounding and defending, and he's not providing no offensive punch
because that was his role.
And it's also Bam's role.
Bam's role. The thing is, play on that team. He has to be consistent on both ends, and that's what he's not doing. Because Jimmy Butler is not a superstar, which I agree with. He's not a superstar that especially not to the magnitude of Dirk. I do agree with that, but I don't think because he's not a superstar, then Bam has to be more than just a Tyson Chandler. Yeah, that's his role. His role is more than that.
So basically, due to injury, because due to losing 20 points on offense from Tyler Hero, now Tyler Hero is not the number 2 scorer. You're expecting Bam to be it. So what if you had Dirk and who was the number 2 scorer? Maybe Jason Terry.
Probably
so if Jason Terry got hurt and we asked Tyson Chandler to give us 20 points that we're missing from Jason Terry, that's what you're expecting Bam to do.
That's not the same thing.
So he's not playing. He's not playing his role no more. The role that he's supposed to be in, he's not playing no more due to injury.
Listen, the Bam has showed us that he can be usable on offense. He has an offensive ability. He can shoot mid-range. He can post up. We've seen it before without asking for it.
That's not his role, though. But that's not his role. But that's not his role.
Hold on.
That's Tyler Hero's role. You're asking Bam to be a number 2, and that's not his role.
Bam has been the number 2.
No, remember, Tyler Hero's the number 2.
Tyler Hero
for offense, he's the number 2.
And this is Eric Spoelstra's fault because Tyler Hero was best when he was in his 6-man position.
Yeah, because he just won 6 Man of the Year a couple of years ago, so he was coming off the bench anyway. So
he was coming off the bench. That was
just like Jason Terry was coming off the bench, and he was still the number 2 scorer. Who was the number 2 for Dallas?
I don't know. I'm about to look it up though.
I mean, Jason Kidd was their point guard, but he was 1,000 years old, and you weren't relying on him for points. He was just running the team, right? Yeah. So your number 2 is the person that you're saying, if we can't get a bucket from Dirk, I need to go to this guy, and that was Jason Terry. So Jason Terry was the number 2. Who's the number 2 for Miami?
Do you think Bam is a better player than Tyler Hero?
Overall, yes.
Probably, but I think Tyler Hero is the number 2 because he's the better scorer.
He's the better scorer. Yeah, I agree. He's definitely the better scorer. I just feel like once again, I think this goes back to Denver's construction. I think if you're going to have a guy, Jimmy Butler is not an elite scorer of the basketball is what I would say. I think he's a great player, and I think he's a dog, and I think his will has overcame a lot of his skill or lack of, you know what I'm saying? So because what does Jimmy Butler do elite? Like, he's not a super duper athlete. He's not a knockdown shooter. He can get to the cup. He can draw fouls. He's tough. He's going to play on both ends. But because he can't be the skill guy, Dirk was a skill guy. We know that, right? And that's to your point, Mel. Like Dirk was a skill guy. Jimmy Butler is not that. In the event that you are the second best player, you can't be relegated to number 3 because you are the second best player. You need to be, if you're gonna be good on defense, and then you got to be good on offense too. If you want to win a ring.
So, but listen. So you just identified the problem. The problem is my number 1 is really a number 2.
Okay.
So that's the problem you identified. Jimmy Butler is a number 1, and he should be a number 2, and that would let Bam be in his natural spot as a number 3.
Hey man, I said that
as a guy that's just defending and rebounding. My bad. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I said that on my show the other day, and people thought I was crazy. I was like, Miami don't have a bucket getter. They don't.
I mean, they do.
No,
Jimmy Butler is a bucket getter.
I'm talking about a KD, Kyrie bucket getter, certified getter.
Okay.
They don't have a bucket getter. And like you be like, hey man, y'all just clear the way, move, get the hell out the way. They ain't got that. And I mean, we've already explained that Jimmy Butler is not that type of basketball player to just take over a game. Like he can do it, but
he's done it.
No, he's done it. But I'm talking about like when somebody about to take a game over when they want to, and they just do it. They ain't got that. He's not.
And listen, listen. This ain't no Jimmy Butler hate train. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I rock with Jimmy. I rock with Jimmy.
I rock with Jimmy because he a throwback to me. You know what I'm saying? Like his attitude and his mentality is old school. Like I don't care. You might feel like you more skilled than me, but he's not a 3-level scorer. He can score in the paint. He can get to the cup. He can draw fouls, which is I think offensively may be his best quality. Getting down to the paint, and he can find people too, but he's not a 3-level scorer.
His mid-range is good.
His mid-range is good. His mid-range is decent, but I think that especially what's being exposed a little bit in the Boston series and some in his last series is that if you take that away, just like we talk about LeBron, if he doesn't have the pieces around him to do the things that he needs to do, or if you say, I'm going to make him do this, then he can't do it, then that's what you need to in your number 1. And I just don't think he provides that. Because he's not a number 1, and then he's really a number 2, there isn't a guy who, besides Tyler Hero, but do you think that Tyler Hero being there would have changed the outcome of this series?
I think it would have been a little different if I think it would have been a little different for sure. I mean, that's 20 points. That's another 3-point shooter. That's a threat. You know what I mean? That's somebody when Strus all of a sudden go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 from 3, I can rely on Tyler Hero, and he's just not a 3-point shooter. He also can handle the ball and also get to the cup. That's just another headache for Denver to have to worry about. Now that becomes issues on the defensive end for him.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
So that's the thing. But remember, you have to be able to defend and get on that floor for Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, and that's why Duncan Robinson wasn't getting minutes. And you see Duncan Robinson out there defending at a high level, right? So he's competing.
I've never seen him do before.
Yeah, so I would have loved to see Tyler Hero now, because last time we seen him in the finals, he was a rookie in the bubble, right? Performance. So yeah, whatever he lacked on defense as a rookie, I don't think it'll be that now. So I would have loved to see him, and I think we'll see him at some point in the series. But I love to see him out there, man.
Nah, this series gonna be done before he even get healthy enough to do it.
I thought that it was a possibility.
He's not practicing.
Well, I think his hand is good. It's the fact that they're probably trying to make sure his cardio and his conditioning is good. Because he's been practicing.
If he's playable, I play him game 3. Honestly,
game 4.
Game 4.
I mean, at this point,
they already ruled him out for game 4. Of what I saw.
At this point, it's like KD coming back from the Achilles. It's unnecessary, right? You're just risking further injury at this point. And if you so the way I look at it, right? You can go down the Nuggets roster. You got your 2 stars, your primary scorers in Jamal Murray and Jokic. You have your catch and shoot and wing defenders and Michael Porter Jr., KCP. You have your strictly just like defense on pretty much everybody in Bruce Brown, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun even gets out there and defends on the perimeter. And then you got the veteran in Jeff Green. You can't name me anybody on the Heat squad that fills all those roles.
What you mean fills all those? Yeah, sure you can.
No, you not as nearly.
Their primary scorers is Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler. They're just missing one.
And your primary
scorers, their defenders is Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. The only difference is the primary scorers for Denver happen to be probably their worst defenders in Jokic and Murray. They rely on other guys to defend, but the primary guys for Miami are also defenders, right?
I think that matters greatly because of the fact that yes, Jokic and Jamal Murray, primary scorers, not that great of defenders. We can all attest to that. Jimmy Butler is expending himself, who without that same skill level as we'll use Dirk since that's what we use, and he's expending that same energy on defense. He's having to do both. It's the equivalent of
that's a good point.
30-point score and like Trae Young, he scores 30 points and he gets 10 assists. He sucks on defense, but he gets 30 points and 10 assists. I mean,
somebody else go defend for him. And that's a good point because the guys that's causing the most havoc, Murray and Jokic, are the guys, the best players for Miami Heat is guarding at a high level. Jimmy Butler's guarding Murray. Bam Adebayo's guarding Jokic, and they're spending their energy. But on the other end, Jokic and Murray is relying on Gordon and Caldwell Pope to guard their best offensive players.
That's true. I think we pretty much just summed up why
it's really the talent disparity. Honestly, it's really because even if you can say that Miami has the exact same role positions and whatever players they have on the floor as Denver does, Denver is just doing it way better than they are.
Because they don't have their second best scorer missing. When that second best scorer was missing last year, there was light work for the Warriors. They missed the 20. Well, what was Murray giving them before he went down? Probably 24 game, 23.
Right. Well, to your point, Jokic won 2 MVPs and wasn't even getting out the second round.
He wasn't, right? So, and he was a 6 seed.
But I'm gonna be honest with you.
So missing 20 points is a big deal.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. It's still such a talent disparity. If Hero is healthy, I still think the outcome is the same.
Yeah.
I
feel that way.
Honestly, with Hero, it's probably Denver in 6. Without him, it's Denver in 5.
I don't know. I can't say I can't agree to that. I don't know because I mean Miami is a good team and we know like if these guys came out there and actually just played and let's say the league wasn't worried about extending series, the league wasn't worried about who the star is and who gets the star calls and who gets hands off the merchandise treatment and all that crazy stuff. Miami probably is a team that can beat Denver. But when you add all of that stuff to it, where the NBA is like, hey, yeah, Jokic is our guy. You can't touch him. You can't do this, but he can do this and all that stuff. Then, yeah, it makes a team kind of unbeatable. And unless you just overwhelmed with talent where they can't really manipulate it that way and you just go force your way through it. So Miami don't have that factor on their roster where they just overwhelmed with talent. But as far as a team, as far as a team, they're capable of beating Denver, but you can't beat Denver as long as they're getting this treatment from the whistle.
See, I can't say. I think that even if the whistle was straight down the middle, I think that if you use game 2 that Miami did win, I feel like the whistle was bad, but it was bad for both teams. You get what I'm saying? It was just the refs were horrible, for both sides. A lot of calls that I saw
because they had to fix game 1. That was
that's true. That's true. Game 2 free throws is crazy, but I just don't think, and this is no knock to the Miami guys, but Caleb Martin is showing that he is better than what he was in Charlotte. I think that Max Strus I think these guys are specialists, which is exactly what you need from your role players. But I do think that even if Tyler Hero was there, I do think like Michael Porter Jr. is still a good basketball player. And he's like KCP He's really good, and I don't think he's not even close to what he could be. Outside, even maybe in another system, maybe because of how that system is ran in Denver. But he's a good basketball player. KCP is now you can look at him as a journeyman, or you can look at him as a key piece to a couple of teams that went to the finals. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, these guys have the experience, and I think that in itself is a talent. Of being in the playoffs. We've never seen Caleb Martin in the playoffs. Yes, he showed up in Boston and he was on one. You know what I mean? He was on one. We've never seen Duncan Robinson be able to perform at that level to where he's a key player, and how he plays can often determine the outcome of the game. And I think that Denver is more battle tested as well, as far as being consistently in the playoffs and being in the roles that they're in the playoffs. Because Jimmy Butler's, we know what he's getting. We're going to get everything out of him, just like we got in the bubble. He's going to leave it all on the floor every single time. Kyle Lowry, as much as I hate his game, God, I cannot stand Kyle Lowry.
Terrible.
But you know what? He has championship pedigree. He's been on finals teams. He could be the vet that kind of coaches him up. Of course, you got UD still on the bench, Father Time. You know what I'm saying? But like, I still think, looking at the roster as currently constructed, Denver, even in the regular season, Denver was good all year. Mm-hmm. The Heat were horrible, even with Tyler Herro. They were the 8th seed, and it was almost out of the playoffs except for the last 3 minutes of the second play-in game. Like, they have adapted, and they are playing well at the right time, and I think all of that stuff matters. But I still think, talent-wise, experience-wise, I still think, even with Herro, Denver still wins this series easily.
Sure. And that's why I thought Boston would have been a better matchup. But I say this before we move on to some of the narratives, right?
Okay.
I'm looking at how complete y'all saying Denver's roster is, and everything they got. They check all the boxes, right? There was another team that is similar to that, and that was the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland team that Jordan kept beating. They had Mark Price when he was in his prime and not injured, was an all-star guard. I thought he was better than Stockton, to be honest with you. That dude was just special, right? He was leading that team as a number one.
I think Stockton over hype, bro.
We'll get to that, because we're about to talk about point guards in a minute. So they had Mark Price, they had Ron Harper, they had Gerald Wilkins, they had Brad Daugherty, they had Hot Rod Williams, they had Larry Nance, they had Craig Elo. They had Terrell Brandon on the bench. They had everything, right? They had defenders. They had length. Yeah, they had the point, but they had everything. And that's kind of what Denver has. But that still wasn't enough for the Michael Jordan Bulls. Then you go on the other end and you look at a team that was similar to Miami, where they just got one guy with a bunch of role guys around them. That's what Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks had. Their number 2 was John Starks. I think Tyler Herro is better than John Starks, right? So they, instead of building around a big like Ewing that was built around Jimmy Butler, but it's the same thing. Role players built around a guy who is not quite a superstar, but is definitely a perennial all-star. That's what Miami is, and that works if that team is able to play crazy lockdown defense, because that's what made the New York Knicks special, and they was taking the Bulls and Michael Jordan to 7.
That's a good
6
point.
games consistently.
That is a good point. And let me give some credit to Eric Spoelstra, because he's a great coach. He's good to have that
absolutely
group, be able to play that type of defense. Nobody looked at Max Strus as a defender, but in the right system and knowing what his people can do, he's been Gabe Vincent the same way. Like, these guys didn't get the looks that they're getting now, and being able to play as effective as they playing now before, and I think Spo definitely gets some of that credit.
His background helps him. When you've been in that video room and you started there and you know how to break down film and you know how to see things that people are not seeing, that's what helps him. And that's why you're like, yo, what are these dudes? How are they even here? Because he's seeing something that people just not seeing, and he's seeing it on film. He brings them in and they perform for him. And I mean, just it's something different that I've seen nothing like it. A lot of people was like, oh, you got the big 3. Nah, it's been more than that. Like, the dude knows how to coach.
Yeah,
he knows how to
he
coach.
definitely best coaching league right now. All right, here go y'all favorite guy, man, Chris Broussard, man, talking about the duo of Jokic and Jamal Murray and some of the implications of them winning the way they are and performing the way they are. This is what he had to say.
But here's the thing I want to throw at you for now, Rob. Do you think we mentioned what Jokic and Jamal Murray did? Would you say that they're the best duo in the NBA right now?
I don't know how I can't. I mean, I get it. You don't want to be a total prisoner of the moment. But when they can combine to do what they did, and you look at what they've been able to do this postseason, Chris, it's hard to not want to go down that route. I mean, I get it. It's fresh in our minds. It just happened last night. So that's the natural is to always say that what you just saw yesterday is better than anything you've seen in the previous time. But in this case, I do think that there's something special. And man, what a 1-2 combination. Young guys, Chris, who got a long way to go. A long way to go. And Jamal Murray, let's be honest, there's just been injuries that have stopped him more than anything, right? That's the only thing that stopped him, Chris. He was a good player before he got hurt those last couple of years.
They were in the conference finals the last time he was healthy for the playoffs.
Yep.
All right, so greatest duo in the league right now. Y'all go ahead and debate it. It's close. I mean, it's not a horrible take.
It's not a horrible take.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant and Devin Booker still exist.
Yeah. So, all right. So, how we gonna approach this conversation? All right. So, are we saying which guys are actually better that are together, or are we saying which duos perform better together? You get what I'm saying? Like, how we're approaching this, or is it a combination of both?
Well, I'm saying
if
you're going by that route, Mel, as in perform better, then I think Jokic and Murray, you can say probably win that in any conversation. Okay. If you're saying by best players,
can't give them that.
Yeah,
give me the argument for both. Give me the argument for both ways then.
Well, I mean, if you're going by play better, it's Jokic and Murray. I mean, you see how this year now how they run the pick and roll. How they both feed off of anything, as in they're both getting assists, as in they both, can facilitate and still play off of it, even though we know that Jokic is still being the catalyst of that offense. Now, if you're talking about like talent-wise, I mean, Booker and Kevin Durant are bucket getters. You got 2 bucket getters on one roster. Like, that's something that's hard to maintain. The only problem is, you're not gonna get that success because Phoenix general manager failed them as in not, replenishing the roster and filling it out. So a lot of pressure is going to be put on Booker and KD. But like, well, why aren't y'all successful? Why aren't y'all successful? Y'all bucket getters. It's like you still got to formulate a team, and so they're going to get that.
Let's do that. Let's rank them 1 through 5. Current duos. Let's name when you still got Tatum and Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You still got
Embiid and Harden. You want to say that one?
No, they split. Harden ain't coming back.
Okay.
He might.
All right. Let's assume he come back.
AD.
LeBron and AD. Harden and
KD and Booker, and Luka and Kyrie.
Luka, Kyrie. Do we say McCollum and Ingram, or Zion and Ingram?
Hell no. Hell no. We could say Zion and Zatarans, Zion and Beignets,
Zion and Bussy. Yeah, that's a good combo.
It's looking like that might be a true statement. It might be Jokic and Murray.
Okay.
As far as performance guys, yes.
Yeah.
So my argument for that is because Jokic and Murray don't play defense or don't play defense well, and that's something that KD and Book actually do.
Okay.
That puts them above Jokic and Murray for me because they were averaging 77 points as a duo in the playoffs, as well as playing high level defense. Mm-hmm. When you can perform on both sides of the ball more than somebody else does, that automatically puts you above them for me. So the fact that they were playing defense and scoring at such a high level, but like Lamar said, they had no bench. So they were the product of lack of pieces around them. As
No
to why
support.
yeah, exactly. That's
and
the
ball gets hurt, and then it's just like
yeah.
it's over.
But
So for you, is Booker, KD first? Who's second?
Jamal and
Jokic.
yeah.
Who's third? Is Giannis Middleton even in the conversation?
Nope.
No.
No. Come on, Milwaukee's a Giannis show. Let's not even call
Giannis,
that.
and then it's Giannis.
Hey, Mel. Hey, there's a gap.
Giannis and the Greeks.
There's a gap.
Giannis and the Greeks.
Giannis and the Greeks. that's a Motown band. Giannis and the Greeks. Number three, it would probably number three.
AD and LeBron.
It's a toss up. I have three people there. I have three teams there, and it's AD and Bron. It's
JB and JT,
Jalen and JT, and Kyrie and Luka, and it's because
no Ja and JJJ.
Absolutely not.
Come on.
I didn't even think about
so Bron and AD, right? When healthy and actually playing elite level basketball, even at LeBron's age, like we saw what could be. Like they went on an incredible run after having a terrible season. They had pieces around them. They actually,
I think the Lakers overachieved.
They played because they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Honestly, with how that season started, right? But you finally saw glimpses of that bubble, Bron and AD. There was flashes of it in the playoffs. It was still inconsistent from AD, but when he was there, he was there. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jaylen Brown and JT. Like JT had those flashes. I mean, 51 points in the game 7. You know what I'm saying? But then he would go missing the next game. You know what I'm saying? It's
he did
inconsistencies. And then you look at Luka and Kyrie, and on paper, that's supposed to be a duo that you just can't do nothing with as far as guard play. Like, and it didn't formulate properly how we all pictured it to be. You know, we immediately hear Kyrie and Luka, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, this is finally, you know, what Luka needs, somebody who can play off
ball, man. Call it what it is.
This is true. And so, okay, so maybe I'll have the Lakers and the Celtics tied for third, and then Luka and Kyrie.
Man, you can't do no tie, man. Who's third? Is it AD and LeBron, or is it Jason Tatum and Brown?
It really is a tie because they're both.
It's not no tie, man. Listen, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
I'll pick JT and Jalen then, since they made it first.
Over AD and LeBron.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would flip that.
I would flip it too. I would have AD and LeBron third. You would?
I think I agree with him on that third.
Because of youth?
Because of youth?
Well, yeah.
Part of the reason is because of youth, because the best ability is availability.
True.
And
facts.
And AD just not going, you know, that it's been consistent with him. And judging off, you know, playing right now, you know, they did make it to the conference finals game 7. Yes, it was a rocky road, the whole playoffs for them. They were Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were doing like this. Like one to be playing out of his mind and the other one would be struggling. And it was always like that. But when they finally got on the same page, they would beat whoever they were playing. So they have inconsistency, but they did make it to the conference finals.
So did the Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers made conference finals.
Oh, they showed, but
what they do when they got
there? Hey, listen.
Just because they went on vacation 3 games earlier, they all went on vacation.
One.
Yeah, I think it's different than going to a game 7. I think it's different. If you don't,
I get that. I get your point is right, Zoe. But at the end of the day, who's on vacation? Lakers and the Celtics. They both on vacation.
Right.
It's just that the Lakers was
vacation was delayed a little bit more. To me, it don't change not a damn difference. They all going on vacation.
I get it. But I'm gonna still put JT and Jaylen Brown above AD and Bron, only because I feel like they're younger and I feel like they're gonna play 70 games.
True.
AD might not. There's a great chance that he won't. And Bron being the age that he
hey, no, that's real talk. Hey, trust me, it has been hard as a Lakers fan. I'm like, man, just give me 50, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Drop it, give me 50. And Mike, I had that. For real, I had the Mike Jones on him. Drop it, give me 50. Come on, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Every time AD had a good game in the playoffs, half of me was like, injury report, next game. It's like every time he would, and it was because you could watch the game. He'll go up for a dunk, grab his back.
Not because he's always on the floor, bro. He's always on the floor, bro. Trust me, it's nerve-wracking watching a Lakers game as a Lakers fan. He is always on the floor, and I'm like, yo, bro, stay your big ass off the floor, dog. Like, you can't do this to me.
It was one play. He I think he was banging down low for a rebound, got knocked to the floor, and was out the whole play. Like the camera went down. And that's I was like, AD gone.
AD. I do. I feel bad for AD because he can't. I mean, I don't think he's willingly like getting hurt like that. I think that, it's just his body is really failing him. And, we know what he can do when he's healthy. Like he has the ability, all the ability in the world to be one of the best players in the league, not just at his position. I'm talking about league wide, no matter the position. He has the ability.
He's supposed to be better than Jokic. He's supposed to be doing what Jokic is doing right now.
Facts. He's supposed and playing better defense, of course. He's going to continue to do that. But I feel it bothers me because I would love to see him be healthy for 70 games and play consistent, because I think we'll see the AD, parts of the AD that we saw in New Orleans, but this time with a supporting cast that could actually do something.
He was actually playing good basketball leading up to the play-in tournament, because remember Bron was out with the foot for the last few months of the season, and AD literally he was like, "Yo, ride with me," and he kind of carried him into that momentum
every game almost like hooping.
Yeah, he was doing some crazy numbers. But the
so we're going KD Book 1, Jokic Maul 2, Tatum Brown 3.
I'm going AD Bron at 3.
Okay, so you going AD Bron?
Y'all
3?
got AD Bron at 3. Me and Zoe got
because you gotta factor in the clutchness of what LeBron does. I think if he's in that position that Boston was in, he's finding a way to win that game.
I'm not mad at that. I can agree with that.
Let me ask y'all this: who's the number one between AD and LeBron?
LeBron.
LeBron's the number one.
Yeah.
Okay. If LeBron's the number one, is LeBron better than Tatum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the number 2? AD. Is AD better than Brown?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, we can do that, but at the end of the day, then I guess that's why we
that's not fair, because now you saying individually are they better than so and so, but with the conversation was as a duo. They do not perform better as a duo.
Yeah, but Zoe
Tatum
just said it. So I'm gonna get Tatum and Brown. They gonna keep teeter-tottering on who's gonna be on and who's gonna be off.
I'm still gonna get points from Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, whether who's on or who's off. If AD's not on no, I still can get 15, 16 from either one of them. They proved that. It's gonna be on terrible shooting percentage, but I'm still gonna get 15, 16 points. Right?
Yo,
but
that's not smart basketball. So you're gonna give me 50 points on what, 28 shots?
Lamar, how many points you get for being injured?
Oh,
yeah, you have.
He said, "How many points you give me?"
AD in street clothes, you can guarantee this is gonna be 0 points.
All right, so look, so let's go with the other narrative, right?
Okay.
And look, you know what? I'm gonna read the tweet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
pull out the Twitter.
Yeah, this person made the show, man. So congratulations. And everybody's saying that Jokic is performing so well, and if he gets this ring, then that puts him in this this
rarefied air.
Yeah. They going all out, right? So this person said Jokic is a better offensive big than Hakeem and Kareem ever was, and it's not close. This is the type of stuff people are saying. This is what people are thinking. Let me know what y'all think, man. What does this performance, this playoff run, the last 3 years of two MVPs and almost a third, and then a Finals MVP, what is this going to do for Jokic, and where do you put him in an all-time category against the great big men.
I ain't know how. I ain't know how far back Zoe Couch was until he had to lay.
Yo,
that's how bad it is, man.
Yo, these cats are getting out of pocket with these takes, bro.
I'm starting to think they're doing this on purpose.
This clickbait shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Are they doing this just to make me mad?
Yeah, bro. This is clickbait shit, bro.
You, us, anybody with a sound sports mind, because it's like at what point I wasn't even.
Hey!
What's up, man?
What's happening?
Yes, indeed.
What's up, man? You about an hour and a half, but it's all good.
I don't care if we had 15 seconds left. Come on in here tonight.
That's what's up, Jay. But to say that Jokic is better than Hakeem and Kareem ever was is blasphemy. I mean, that's blasphemy of the high order.
So where you put him? All right, you got five. You got. Okay, so give me your top. Give me your top five. All right, so he's outside of the top five. So everybody is agreeing he's outside the top five
of centers.
There's Hakeem.
Of centers.
Okay,
of centers.
In no particular order: Hakeem, Kareem, Shaq, Dwight Howard.
That guy who Jersey J wearing right now,
David Robinson.
Yeah, better than. And then I mean, if you want to throw Tim Duncan in there as a big man, he's still better than Jokic.
And you can keep going.
Yeah, you talking about Bill Russell?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Bill Russell, all better than Jokic.
What about Yao Ming?
Ooh,
that's tough.
I think that's comparable.
Give me Yao.
I think Yao Ming might be better than Jokic. So this is Jokic is a great player, man, and
no doubt.
And what he's getting the opportunity to do is giving him numbers that no one else is going to get, because nobody else had a coach that's saying we want you to be our point guard. Like we actually would hire a point guard to do that job, and you play your center position. Like there was no coach in the 90s and early 2000s saying, Tim Duncan, we want you to bring the ball up because I know you can do it. Nobody was saying that. Right. So no, you can't start using these assist numbers to separate him from people when these people weren't never doing that. Right. It's the same conversation with LeBron and Jordan. You can bring the assists up, but Mike was not playing point guard his whole career to get those assists. True. But players of his size and caliber could actually absolutely pass like that. But here's my comparison of who he is offensively without adding that point guard part to it. As a post player, he's very much like Al Jefferson. He's very much like Marc Gasol, right? He's very much like Zach Randolph. He got all the moves in the post. He got all the body in the post. He can score, and he got the jump shot. That's what he is. But what makes him so unique is they're giving him the opportunity to play point forward and make all these passes, which put ices on the cake. But that's my thought.
No,
I think he's. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I was agreeing.
I think he's unique in the way that his whole game is slow, but he's still like the first person down the court.
He do be hustling, and he in shape. You know what I'm saying? They thought that was gonna come run him. He's in shape, man.
Yeah, I can't. But outside of that, like the Admiral will give him 50. Shaq could give him 75. Like it's.
Yeah, he would know.
I'm just saying.
Hey, they gonna be mad. They gonna be mad when I post this clip. Do y'all be seeing the Jokic people come after us?
Yeah, I saw it. It was there. I saw it the other day.
I'm just saying. Honestly, imagine Jokic on defense against Shaq. Man, Shaq looking on that man's head every play and pushing him out of bounds. Like Shaq would disrespect him. Like for real. And David Robinson to do it nice and smile at him and just keep telling him, chin up, big fella. Chin up, big fella. It's gonna be okay.
He's gonna have to defend in an era previous to this. He would have to.
He would have to be a defender.
Yeah,
and he's not that.
And that's where.
You know what, Jay? Shaq would only give him about 15, 16, because by that point Jokic would have fouled out. So somebody else is getting the other 60.
Defensively, he's exactly what Todd McCullough was when he was playing for New Jersey.
Todd McCullough. I used to hate the way he looked.
I'd have gave him defensively. He's right on par with Greg Foster and Greg Ostertag. Like he's right there.
Defensively, Ostertag was too slow. Like he can move a little bit better. I give him Marc Gasol. I give him Marc Gasol because he's smart defensively too.
Defensively, he is AD in street clothes.
Nah, he's not that bad. Man. He's Marc Gasol. He's Marc Gasol.
No,
Offensively,
he ain't Marc Gasol.
But he can play offensively. I mean, he got every post move. He got fall away. Funny, unique fact. I bet you he done hit more one-legged threes than James Harden.
Yeah,
you remember Harden working on that? He's good, but man, I mean, what's bad is today's sports fan. Like they caught up in the now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You could see. I heard somebody ask, was Murray better than Curry at shooting?
Oh no, we gonna get to that. Hold on, don't even jump ahead. We gonna get to that.
No,
but let's finish. Let's finish this prisoner of the moment thing with Jokic right now, where everybody's saying he's an all-time great. Just be honest. Don't overreact to how disgusting it is that people are putting him above Hakeem. Don't even overreact. Just be 100% serious with me. Is there 10 centers all time better than Jokic?
Yes.
But
there's clearly no centers in the league right now better than him.
You don't think Embiid better than him?
Embiid is by far better than Jokic.
I wouldn't say by far. I would say they both are elite offensively.
I would say no. I would give the edge to Jokic.
Okay, and that's based off. That's based off this year.
No, it's based off of the last 3 years combined. Again, Embiid is guaranteed to give you 20 in street clothes. He's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt every year.
Let me ask you a question.
Right now,
if they was if the Sixers was able to get to the finals and they was facing Jokic, what you think would happen between that matchup with Embiid and Jokic?
The ref will control it. So what happens is if you don't give Jokic a friendly whistle, he's gonna get 30 on his head nightly. If you don't but Embiid might also benefit from help from the whistle because Jokic is gonna put up 30 and 10.
Well, the last time we seen them play, Embiid actually gave him 45. And then he stopped them, and I think Jokic only ended up getting 23 or something like that.
Yeah, I think Embiid can. I think it'll be competitive, but the Sixers would have got swept just because the rest of the team. It's not.
So we listen. In that series, Denver's best bet is to let Jamal cook James Harden. That's going to be your best bet because Embiid is way better defensively than Jokic is.
Yeah,
Harden wouldn't be guarding. Joe.
It'd be Tyrese Maxey then, and Jamal's going to eat. Jamal is going to eat. So that would be your best bet is to let Jamal cook because Jokic is getting canned up by Embiid for 7 games. Absolutely,
I don't think he could lock him down seven straight.
I don't think he could either because the thing about Embiid, the phenomenal talent and everything that you said about him is absolutely right, Chris. He is offensively super duper talented, defensively definitely better than the Joker. The problem I have with Embiid, and it's the same problem that he's always had, of course, is he is a big 7-foot dude, and he has not always been in the best shape like ever. So in the fourth quarter, how you think the Hawks beat him? Clint Capella don't have nothing for Joel Embiid. And yeah, Trae Young was playing out of his mind, but Joel Embiid, fourth quarter, if you run him enough, like he likes to do, he's going to get gassed. He is going to get gassed, and if the thing is the shots ain't falling his way or if the calls ain't going his way, he's going to start falling on the ground and waiting for the ref to do it. And that once he starts to do that, I think it takes him out of his game. So I don't know if he'll exactly, run the entire series for in a 7-game series. I don't think he'll shut Joker down completely. I do think individually, I think he's the better overall player because, of course, the defensive side of the ball matters, though.
So what Dennis said, when Embiid has the ball, we know he's trying to score because he's playing the position that he's meant to play. He's playing the center. He's not playing point forward. So or point center. I still don't agree with that style of ball, like at all.
I don't even, and this is my analogy for you. You ever play those war games that take you back like to past medieval times, right? And you have those animals, you have those war elephants. You ever seen that? You ever seen those games? So you go over there with the war elephants, and the war elephants, you use them to be in the front, and then you knock down all types of walls and stuff like that, and they can withstand all types of bullets. And those are the animals you use for that, right? Imagine if I put those war elephants in the back and I put cheetahs in the front and said, cheetahs go do it. You know what I mean? Like I like to use animals or players or positions for what they're supposed to be doing. And the center position is supposed to use their advantage in size and height and weight in the paint closest to the rim as possible. And Jokic is not doing that. They're saying, look, we know you're a war elephant, but we want you to do cheetah stuff. We want you to do eagle stuff.
I think Jokic. I think it's bad with such a high basketball IQ. Like you kind of limit them just back to the basket, bang bang pow. You know what I'm saying?
That's the position, though. That's what the position is. Like that's what the position is. The positions are created for spots on the floor. That's why they call it position.
I think he kind of. I think he's too talented just to play the center.
Yeah, but it's an art. It's an art to using someone that plays a certain position that also has skills of a different position. It's an art to utilizing both, and I think Sacramento did that perfect with their Princeton offense. They had two bigs in Chris Webber and Divac, who probably was the best passers on their team after they got rid of White Chocolate when Jay Will left. When they had Bibby and Christie as their backcourt, the best passer was Divac and Webber. And they did that outside of the Princeton offense. They did that in the Princeton offense in the low post, mid post, high post. But they still was in the post. They wasn't running point. They wasn't padding their stats with assists and saying, hey, I'm going to be the guy to get these assists. They wasn't doing it. They still went down low and played that post.
Was Bibby and Christie the softest backcourt in history?
Nah, they wasn't. Christie wasn't soft by no part. Yeah, pause. But Christie was a defender. He was cold blooded. So ain't nobody got Jokic top 10 all time.
No. I feel like if Jokic would have mastered being a center first, and
he did. He has mastered it. He's a beast down there.
He can't defend. Centers defend.
Okay, yeah, he can't defend, but offensively he
can't complete. Jump over a phone book.
But he's complete offensively.
He can rim protect. He's not really asked to do that.
Look,
he can rim protect.
So what happened to your background?
He over there testing some stuff out. Well, let's get some clarity here. Are you saying when you watch Jokic play, he's out there padding? A center playing point guard is stat padding. Yes, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. A center playing point guard is padding. Jamal Murray playing in a double-digit game with 2 minutes left so he can get that triple-double is stat padding.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. I didn't know nobody was still in the game.
Had he got hurt, be on his head now.
Man. Ooh. Then we might have a series.
Yeah. That's stat padding. A quarterback that say, put me at receiver so I can get a touchdown is stat padding. I don't care what you do. If you go outside your position and that's stat padding, because Jamal Murray is more than capable of running that offense and getting those assists. When you look at it, honestly, Denver looks a lot like San Antonio Spurs to me. If Jokic is similar to Duncan in a post player and Tony Parker is similar to Jamal Murray, that's what you got, right? So Jamal Murray as Tony Parker is a better scorer and he passed just as well. But Popovich didn't have Tim Duncan being the primary distributor for San Antonio. It was Tony Parker running those screening roles and setting people up, right? So why does Jokic have to be the one to do it?
With in your analogy, would Porter be Manu?
Nah, Manu is They don't have a Manu. Manu is underrated. He's actually as far as shooting guards go, I got him ranked higher than James Harden by far.
That's not a crazy take.
That ain't crazy.
It's not a crazy take.
I like
it. If anyone who has seen Manu and what he did, in addition, of course, to Parker and the big fundamental, that's not a crazy take. Like Manu was that dude.
Is it safe to say that Manu might be top 5 shooting guards all time?
No, it's like no.
No, not top 5. Nah,
top 10.
Not even number 5.
No.
Okay.
Nah, you get 5 real quick. Shooting guards.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, you get 5 real quick.
MJ, Bean, Wade. That's 3.
AI.
That's
AI.
Why those are the 4 that I had. But
then you got Wade.
No, that was 4. Wade, Bean, Mike, AI. That's 4.
Oh, and then Ray. 5.
Would you put Ray Allen over?
Okay. No, Jerry West.
Okay.
That's
fair. I just wanted to know, like, you know.
But
he's definitely better than James Harden, though.
I don't think it's 10 better than him, though. It's not 10 better than him.
During that Spurs run, the only time that Manu had a tough night was when they was playing in LA.
Manu was that dude, man.
If you wasn't being, Manu was getting off.
Yeah. Hey, we got 15. Well, we actually got 10 minutes for this last topic.
All right.
And so Twitter is still going crazy with this Denver stuff. Not only are they overrating Jokic, they're doing the same thing with Jamal Murray. He had a 30-point triple-double in game 3 as well. So everybody is now going nuts and saying, I read a tweet. I ain't even gonna read the whole thing. It was long, but the gist of it was, if Jamal Murray wins this ring, it's not even a conversation. He's 10 times better than Kyrie Irving. That's what he said. And I'm like, man, why did they pick Kyrie Irving out of all people? And in my opinion, we talk about that gap again. My opinion, as far as point guards are concerned in the league now, you got Steph, you got Kyrie, you got Dame Lillard, and then there's a gap. And after that gap, you can bring in jamorant,
whoever you want,
Trae Young, Jamal Murray, but the gap is after Lillard. But they separate themselves. Lillard, Steph, and this is me not adding Luka as a point guard. But if we add Luka as a point guard, I would put him. Yeah, he's top 4. So it's those 4 and then a gap, right? But I don't see Luka as a point guard. I see him as a small forward. But how do y'all got it? Let's get out, y'all. Let's go top 5 current point guards right now. And then if y'all got it in y'all mental Rolodex, let's extend it to 10. I just want to see where we at before we get to Jamal Murray.
We doing top 5 or top 10?
Let's do 10. Let's do 10.
Off the top of my head, no particular order.
Why got to be no particular order? All right, somebody they got an order go. I want to because I'm trying to see where Murray's at.
Oh, you
go in order? Yeah.
Okay. Well, Steph number 1.
Okay.
Kyrie number 2.
Okay.
Damian Lillard number 3.
All right.
De'Aaron Fox number 4.
You know what?
I was about to say, where D Fox at?
Fox changed the game. He reminded everybody how good he was this year. He reminded everybody.
Yeah,
Fox is that deal. He's that deal.
I like it.
De'Aaron Fox number 4.
Did you say Kyrie yet?
Yeah, Kyrie was number 2.
Okay.
You want to go Luka? You want to go Luka at 5?
Nope. Trae Young number 5. Actually, no. Drew Holiday number 5. Trae Young number 6.
What? Oh, you took 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, bro. What?
I like Mel said, I don't consider Luka a point guard.
All right, but I mean for the audience, because they're gonna go back based off what.
Well, okay, for the audience, then Luka would be 10.
Who? Okay, hold on. So, Mark, give me your 10.
Steph.
I can't let Chris get away with Drew Holiday at 5.
I can't either.
Does defense not matter? Does defense?
Now that's like 7 holidays before Drew. You got Martin Luther King Day, Valentine's Day,
Thanksgiving. This man trip. Man, you was doing so good with
all right.
Darren Fox at 4.
So leave it off.
Take that hate out your heart, man. I know you don't like Luka for his, but you got to put him. Luka is top 5 just based off his offense. I know his defense sucks, but he's top 5.
Darren Fox 4, Luka 5.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. Number 6, Trae Young.
Okay.
Number 7. I'll probably put Jamal there
at 7. Okay.
At 7.
All right, so you got Jamal 7. All right, who got some? Who got? Go ahead, Lamar. I want to see what Jamal is at for you.
All right, so I got Steph 1. I got Dame. No, give me Kyrie at 2. Dame 3. De'Aaron 4. 5. Give me Jalen Brunson. I like Jalen Brunson.
Over Luka?
I'm kind of like Chris on this. Like if you can't stay in shape and then you can't play no defense, you just a bucket getter, bro. Like you just here to fill seats.
I really didn't want to put him at number 5, but
I'm saying you here to fill seats. Are we here to fill seats or play basketball? Just let me know.
Yeah. But Luka's better than Brunson though. He just don't play no defense. He's better. He just don't play no D.
Yeah. You still ain't gonna convince me to switch that. I don't give a damn what you say. So where I'm at 5.
Yeah, you got Jalen Brunson at 5.
5. Jalen Brunson. Then I'll probably put Jamal right there at 6.
Okay, so about 6 or 7. So anybody else got Jamal somewhat different other than 6 or 7?
I would say in that range between 6 and 8. That's what I would say probably.
Wait. Where are we putting Booker?
Shooting guard.
He's a shooting guard.
So where we putting CP?
Where he
That's
at?
A good question.
Cancun?
That's a real good question.
Which guard are we calling the point guard in Boston?
Marcus
Smart. Are we calling Harden a point guard since he's playing point guard for Philly?
No,
and where you put Harden?
Because he's a 2 guard.
Okay.
Tyrese Maxey actually is the 1 technically in Philly.
See
okay.
this?
It gets sticky because there's only really about 7 or 8
real
true point guards.
Would you? so is Jamal Murray the best point guard on this team?
On what team? Denver?
Yeah. Are we not calling? Is Joker not doing most of the point guard responsibilities?
Hey, hold on real quick. We got Dino on the phone. What's up, man?
Hey guys, yo, you know who we forgot?
Who?
Shai Gilgeous.
Oh, we did forget Shai. Thank you. We did forget Shai. So Shai, between 4. So number 4.
I like him at 5. I do.
After Fox.
Yeah, I like him at the Fox. So then I had to push.
I like him at 5.
I had to push Jamal to 7 in my slot.
I could plug Luka at 6.
So when we realistically do this, Luka is out of the top 5. You know what? I'm not mad at that, but the NBA fans would be mad at it.
Man, when they see this, they're gonna fry. Man, when you say something bad about Luka, when you say something bad about the international players, especially, no disrespect, but they get mad.
Yeah.
No, but like
I'm not saying he's bad or not. I'm just saying
it's 5 better than him.
I prefer
your 5 people. There's 5 people better than definitely.
But if we're just looking at what are you asked to do for your team?
Win. All of them asked to win.
No, I'm saying Murray would be more of a shooting guard on this particular Denver team.
That's factual.
Is that because of coaching, or is that just?
It always leads back to coaching.
It's coaching and play style. It's the game plan. You know what I mean? Like,
Mike Malone saw what Jokic does and allowed the team to flow through that instead of changing it to a more traditional style of basketball. It's both. It's the play style and the coaching that allows the play style to continue.
Yeah, I mean, but Jamal Murray is still a point guard because if we looked at it that way, then we would have to add LeBron as a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where do we put Ja on this list? Do we put Ja?
Oh, we forgot about Ja.
Yeah, I think Jamal Murray kind of slides to like 8 now with Shea and Ja.
You
gotta
Ja's after Luka. Ja is number. So if Luka's 6, Ja's 7.
So that means
no.
It's not applicable right now.
No, we got to. Ja's 7, Trae Young's 8.
So mine was Steph, Kyrie, Dame, De'Aaron. You could put Shea Gilgeous at 5. Luka at 6, Ja at 7, Trae Young at 8, and now Jamal is 9.
So there's a debate between Young and Jamal.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It's not a debate.
No, it's not a debate. There's Jamal. No, this is crazy.
It's not a debate between. Man, I wish I had more time. So it's not a debate between Trae and Jamal.
I got 5 minutes. That's all the time I need. Listen. Listen. Don't take this as Jamal Murray disrespect. But when you are not the number one option, Mel, when you are not the number one option and you have these numbers, a number one option is going to always get the nod for me because of the fact that Trae Young, since his second year, has been averaging 30 and 10 at 6 feet tall.
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot all about it. Trae is doing it with everything on his shoulders. He's the Jokic for his team. He's got everything on his shoulders.
I have so that's why Jamal Murray now is at number 9 because I have Trae at 8.
Trae Young got a team.
He got a couple players.
Hey, Jonathan Murray, come on.
He got a couple players.
Yeah. This dude outperforming Luka, really, to be honest with you. If you really want to look at it, he's outperforming Luka. But so yeah, you're right. It ain't no debate. Trae is at 8. So that puts
Jamal at 9. Jamal at 9.
Jamal at 9.
On my list, Jamal is at 9, yes.
So is it a debate between Brunson and Jamal at 9?
I think that's now a debate. You can actually debate that. But I think the thing is we need to see more from both. Like one more season, one more healthy season from both. Because we seen Jalen was hurt, and also this was his first season with the Knicks instead of playing back up to Luka, and this is Jamal's first season healthy. So if we can see another season,
my rebuttal to that, Chris.
Wait, do we respect Fred VanVleet at all?
Nah, not over Jamal.
Not over these guys.
Not over Jamal.
No.
Okay. I mean, he got a ring though, Mel. And he was snapping that year in the playoffs.
Sure, that's cute. But yeah, not over Jamal.
He got a ring.
Jamal's better than Van Fleet.
He got a ring because 1, he played with Kawhi, and 2, KD got hurt. That's why he got a ring. So,
man, let it go, man. He was snapping before he even played in the finals. He was
he was cool. But that Toronto ring is the product of no KD. Let's be honest.
How do we feel about Kyle Lowry?
Hell no.
What you mean? How we feel about him? I feel like he got his badonkadonk is obvious. That's how I feel.
He got childbearing hips.
That man's
He real good at taking charges. That's about it.
He play defense.
Yeah. If he ain't careful, Zion Williamson gonna be in his DMs soon.
Hey, how much would I be paying you if I moved you out here?
Hey, Zion, don't do it.
No, man, he missed on that corn star. Cause she built just like Zoe said, man. She built wrong. She a BMW, man. Body made wrong. She just badly built, man. Yeah, but that wasn't even cute to me, man.
She built like a bunch of melted Lego blocks put together.
Bro, she built like Zion. They probably both went to Dr. Miami. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. His baby mama cute though, but that side piece, man, she should have stayed behind. Forget the side. She should have been trailing. I don't know, man. I know she can hit the A gap like a mug though.
Hey, nailed it.
On that note,
hey, throw the socials out.
On that note,
hey man, we went 30 minutes too long, man. I gotta go pick up my kids, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Catch us on next Friday with the full panel, but you should see some short clips coming up throughout the week, man. So appreciate y'all coming through, man. Don't forget, man. You if you want to a good Father's Day gift, man. I go there with it. Good Father's Day gift, man. If you're looking to get something, man, we sponsored by Man Cave. This episode is brought to you by Man Cave. You get 20% off if you use the promo code Man Down. I said Man Cave. I meant Manscaped. I'm sorry. So Manscaped, sponsored by Manscaped, 20% off promo code. Use Man Down. That's a good Father's Day gift, man. Go ahead and go get them ball trimmers and get that 4.0 kit. Some of that ball deodorant, and don't forget, man, fuzzy balls don't get no play. Release, rotation, splash. It's always better with a smooth ball, man. So make sure y'all go handle that, man. All right, man. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.